Dead in Ohio. 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 How many more? Dead in Ohio. Why? Dead in Ohio. Dead in Ohio.
I was on my way to Knockemstiff, and I managed to get lost. Right now I'm someplace in the hills, but I'm on my way. I think I know where I'm going now. Right now, I'm on some back road. You can see where I'm at right now. It's a gravel road. It's not even a gravel road. It's a road in the middle of nowhere. But I'm on my way to Knockemstiff. Knockemstiff, here I come. Looks like I'm coming to a paved road here. Well, it's a paved road, but it's pretty bad. Knockemstiff doesn't have any signs up, so if you don't know where it's at, you can go right on by it and not even know. Right now I'm at the Knockemstiff church. Some of the people in Knockemstiff decided they were going to rename the town, and a lot of people, they call it Shady Glen instead of Knockemstiff. That's why it says Shady Glen Church, but it's the Knockemstiff church. I guess they decided that wasn't a really proper name for a church, huh? Knockemstiff church. Sounds good to me. I like it. Right now I'm on Shady Glen Road. It's one of the haunted roads in this area. I knew someone who lived just a few houses down, and their house was very haunted. I've had been in there a few times and saw things. One time I saw this in the reflection of the door. I saw this old man walking in the house, and then another time I saw a dog, a ghost dog. Yeah, that's unusual, I know, but it was in there. Back in the day of the horse and buggies, there used to be a bridge down here. Once upon a time, a few years ago, there was a sign that showed where the bridge was, but apparently somebody stole it. A lot of the signs down here in this area got stolen when Don Pollock published his book called Knockemstiff, which was short stories about people in Knockemstiff. Most of it was fiction, but some of it was based on real people. But anyways, there was a bridge down here, and there was these two people that they were boyfriend and girlfriend, Clem Slatterson and Lindy Sue, and they went for a buggy ride one night when they had came down to this area to cross the bridge, all the dogs in the neighborhood started howling. The next day, Lindy Sue never came home, and they went looking for her, and they found her body. She had been strangled to death. Clem Slatterson, he was gone, and they never found him. They did find the horse and the buggy a little ways away from Lindy Sue's body, and the horse, it had red marks on its neck, like somebody had tried to strangle the horse too. And the buggy, it was all smashed up. They never found Clem Slatterson's body. It says that Lindy Sue haunts this area, and sometimes late at night you can hear her screaming in the area where the bridge was located. There's different opinions on how Knockemstiff got its name. There's some people who say that there was a woman who went to her preacher and was complaining about her husband being a drunk, and the preacher told her to knock him stiff. That was his answer to her problems. Knock him stiff. And then there's other people who say that Knockemstiff got its name from the moonshine that they made down here that was so strong that it would knock them stiff. And they even had a moonshine that was named Knockemstiff that was sold in this area. Well, I was trying to find this one boy up here who had a Bigfoot sighting on this road, but he doesn't seem to be home. He told me that one night he was driving on this back road going home, and when he got down here to where this hill is beside the road, this big black shape come out of the woods, and it got in front of his car. And he said it looked to him like it was a Bigfoot. It didn't look like somebody in a costume. And it was late at night anyways, and Knockemstiff, I don't think anybody would be walking around in a monkey suit unless they wanted to get shot. But that Bigfoot, it grabbed the Bigfoot grabbed his car, and he ended up with some dents in his car from the Bigfoot pounding on the side of his car. I was also going to try to find a place called Devil's Leap, but I really don't know where that's at either. There's a story about Devil's Leap that's really interesting. There was this guy a while back who lived in Knockemstiff, and he claimed that the devil was talking to him, and the devil told him to go to this particular cliff and jump off of it, and the guy did. He listened to the devil and jumped off the cliff and died. And supposedly, sometimes late at night, you can hear the man that jumped off the cliff. You can hear him screaming. I'm in the area that they call Foggy Moor, and the reason they call this area Foggy Moor is because there's a dip in the land, and it's usually foggy up through here. And there's a creepy story that's associated with Foggy Moor. One night, this woman and her little girl was coming home, driving on this road, and they saw a man lying in the middle of the road on his side, smoking a cigarette. They slowed down so that they wouldn't hit the guy, and they thought that he would get up and move away, but instead what he did, he floated away. He floated across the road and into the woods, still lying down and still smoking his cigarette. There are no stores left in Knockemstiff, and there are no more bars. All that are left are the ruins of both the bars and the stores. And there are no town signs. Souvenir hunters have stolen all the signs in the town that had Knockemstiff on it. There's about 200 people that now live in Knockemstiff. One of the historical societies has a 1955 article from Dayton that states that the origins of the name of Knockemstiff goes back over 100 years. If you ever want to take a car ride out into the country, you might want to go visit Knockemstiff. There may not be much to look at, but at least you can tell people that you've been to Knockemstiff. Every once in a while, you'll hear people say that their football team wants to go play Knockemstiff. Little do they know that Knockemstiff is a ghost town now.
Oh, Daddy in Ohio. Oh,